Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio, coming back at you with another video for your butt. Now, this is a video response for Rick, vintage oddball cards. He wants you to show up some beater cards, like some of your cards that are a little beat up. Now, think obviously everybody's going with sports cards, but I wanted to show these real quick. The other day I went to my LCS and I was walking out of my car, and these parents were walking out with this chubby kid. Now, the only reason I say he was a chubby kid is because he was chubby. But anyways, he had this stack of cards in his hand, and he was like, "I want another pack," and the mom was like, "No, I already got you two." And he started crying, and she's "If you don't want them, give them back," and he threw them all on the floor, and then just stepped on them. Like literally in a matter of seconds, like did this damage to a brand new deck, you know. I mean, but he threw him on the asphalt and then he stomped on him. Just stomped on him with his feet, and his mom grabbed him by the hand and pulled him away and told him to pick him up, and he said no, and they left. So I just went and I picked them all up because I don't like littering. But first card I'm gonna show is this Cubs card right here. Sweet. T206, Rollback. Sovereign cigarettes. You can see some staining, big time wear on the corners. Look at those creases. Almost look like he's got suspenders on. Sweet. Nice card. But if you guys don't know who this guy is, Rollback. Can't pronounce it right now. I'm now brown cow. Peter Piper picked the pickle peppers. The pickle peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked the pickle peppers, what's the pickle peppers Peter Piper picked? All right, but this guy, when he retired, the Cubs were in their heydays in the early 1900s, and this guy was pitching. And when he retired, he opened up a department store called Tops, spelled just like Tops today, but it's not the same company. But he started a department store called Tops, which was successful for a good while. And it was a department store, meaning it had different departments, clothing department, automotive department, gardening department, whatever. And he had a toy section. But so when the company was going under, the only department that was really thriving was the toy department. So they closed down the Tops department store per se, and opened up with just the toy department only. And they changed the name to Toys R Us. Alright. Next, this is a card from my childhood. Now, this is something that I actually did. I mean, I carried this in my pocket, and I cut it. Obviously, you can see in the back that it was cut, so I could fit it in my binders and be the same size as my other baseball cards. Now, you look at these other cards, it's the same size. Of these baseball cards. So I did this myself. This is what it should have looked like. This is a complete set from 83, and this is 84, but they're the same size. Look at how much I cut off just to make it a regulation size. But yeah, so this one was damage that I actually did. Alright. Now this Roberto Clemente. Look at that. Back then when their mascot was Jack Sparrow. That's a lie. That's not Jack Sparrow. Okay, it's not Jack Sparrow. But it is a pirate, a buccaneer. Alright. But look at the baby right here. It's got like big old corner thing. Some nice creases. Stupid thing. But look at that. It's got some like weird paper loss there, like a big scratch. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so this one always has me guessing, but I like how the line almost makes it look like it goes right on top of his cap, and under his feet makes it look like a floor. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, so this is one that I bought a long time ago because it was super cheap. And another miscut card is this Ernie Banks. Yeah, if you don't know how it should look, that's what the rest of the border should be. All that on top, all that at the bottom. Alright, this is in comparison what it should look like. And then when you want to talk about more damage, check out the back. Now that is some crazy, crazy paper loss. It should look something like this. So I don't know what he had right here, but look at that. I don't know how they cut it out, or why they cut it out, or how they peeled it off so cleanly, because you can't see it from the front. You know, ass so fat you can see it from the front. But check that out. That's gnarly. That's awesome. That just it's mind-boggling. That's some gnarly paper loss right there. All right, and then last card I'm gonna show you guys is my favorite card of all of every card that I have. Normally I will point out this one is my favorite, the 56 Mickey Mantle. And look at that paper loss. Sicko. Now that's why I love this card, because it's attached to how people say they used to tape the corners to tape them onto their scrapbooks. You know, they didn't have binders with pages like we do now. So I mean, the back's still pretty good. As vintage Sanctuary vintage cards would say, it's got a little scrunching right there. But overall, man, it's a badass card. And plus, another thing that makes it a beater is that it's in a screw down. And how do I know that this screw down isn't recessed? Because you got to have it in a recess. If you don't know what recess means, explain to you. I'm sure most of you do, but just in case some of you don't. When you have like a screw down, or a, you know, you want it to be recessed, what it means is that it has the space for the card on the inside so it doesn't damage it. So you could put the card inside and put the screws on, and it never crushes it. Alright? So this is not a recessed. So what they say happens if it's been pressed down like this in a screw down for so long, when you take the screws off, a lot of it's going to stick to the plastic. Now look at that. Let me see if I could focus in on this. Let me turn that light off maybe. But when you look over here, the plastic is touching. And when you get in the middle, you can see that big gap in there because the card is pushing up on it. And when you get to the end, you know, it's close together. So it's like a big fat Mac sandwich. I wish I could better, you guys could better see this. But yeah, look at the center. It's just bulging right here. It's bulging. So that's why this is my best beater. Alright, but there you go, vintage oddball cards. Riconico. Alright, love the hobby. And just keep collecting baseball cards forever, I say. Ciao. What about this? Is this a beater? He beat Ty Cobb. And then look at this cut. Man, this was worse. This was worse than my bar mitzvah. Than my botched circumcision. It shows the border of the bottom of the page. And this one also. I cut this one to fit this little spine. Alright, love the hobby. Keep collecting baseball cards forever, I say. Ciao. No cards were harmed during the making of this video. Card guitar!